New details about why Caroline may have removed herself from the list of possible replacements to Hillary Clinton's Senate seat. The New York Times now reporting that problems with taxes and housekeepers led the former first daughter to take herself out of the running. The Times also reports that people close to New York Governor David Paterson, quote, never had any intention of picking Kennedy. That source tells the Times Paterson considered Kennedy not ready for the job. And joining us now right here in studio is Julie Menon, chairman of the Community Board 1 here in Manhattan. And you know Caroline Kennedy very well. This news all breaking right now. Julie, what do you make of this report from the New York Times that this was in fact about the housekeeper and taxes? We know in a statement, Caroline said there were personal issues.
Well, it's really shocking. I mean, first of all, she knew if she had issues regarding taxes and a housekeeper. I mean, why put New York through this? Why put New York through a 2-month dalliance so she could see if she wanted to really become senator? And I just think it's a travesty. And then to basically say her uncle's health was part of the reason why.
But she didn't say that that was...
Well, she said
that there were personal issues.
But not being clear, she should have been clear. I mean, I frankly think she should have stayed in it, and then if she wasn't selected, she wasn't selected. If you can't take the heat, then you know what, you shouldn't be in New York politics. And I think that that's unfortunate that she decided to withdraw, because if she decided to put her name into contention and put us through this, then she should have stayed through the process to the end. But the people I've spoken to who are close to Governor Paterson did really confirm that he wasn't enamored with her from the get-go, and he had grave concerns about her ability, both in terms of public speaking and her plummeting poll numbers.
Well, it's interesting because the Times is also saying that another Democratic operative and people who talked to the governor said that he had all but decided to select her as the senator, and that his staff was arranging a press conference for late this week. What is going on here?
There's massive confusion, and I don't believe that the governor was going to select her. I think if you analyze the governor's comments, he kept saying that he had some concerns about her, and he kept really touting some of the other candidates, like New York Attorney General Andrew Cuomo. And so we saw a real shift in the last week in the governor's comments, and I think it's inextricably linked to her poor performance in terms of press interviews and her poll numbers, which were sinking by the week.
But how embarrassing is this? If it is the tax thing and the housekeeper, how embarrassing is this for Caroline Kennedy?
It's extremely embarrassing. If you want to enter politics, and particularly New York City politics, you have to be tough, and you have to have that fire in the belly. And I don't think that she had that. But I also think long-term this is not great for women in politics, because for someone to enter in and really not finish it, there is some pervasive sexist comments that could be made about that she really couldn't take it. And I don't think that that reflects particularly well on women who are thinking of getting into the political field.
You know, it's interesting because, let's go back to that, her citing personal issues as to why she was withdrawing her name. Reports are that Senator Kennedy, or at least the staff, saying that people were fuming in his circle. One aide to the senator told Karen Tumulty of Time magazine, "It looks horrible. It makes him look like he's at death's door."
Well, that's exactly right, and she knew he had this illness when she decided to enter the race, so it does seem suspicious to suddenly say that that's the reason, or one of the contributing reasons why she was withdrawing. The bottom line, it's not good for Caroline Kennedy, it's not great for women in politics, but most importantly, it's not great for New York, because now we're thrown into chaos and the whole process is getting delayed.
So, and with that said, who's the front runner now? Is it Andrew Cuomo?
I think it's Andrew Cuomo because of his name recognition, but the governor is also under tremendous pressure to appoint a woman, and that would either be Representative Kristen Gillibrand from upstate or possibly Carolyn Maloney from New York City.
And already Mrs. Maloney's been critical of Caroline Kennedy, basically saying what many have uttered, that she needed to be ready for this challenge, or be all in it or not in it at all. All right, it's good to talk to you, Julie. Thank you very much for reacting to this big breaking news, and perhaps we might hear something from Caroline Kennedy to explain what those personal issues are.